Just so you guys know, what I'm going to do is give you a little bit of an idea of what I do in my coaching and my regular training programs. I've been doing this for over 40 years. I originally sold and taught Dale Carnegie courses in my very early career, but I run and am CEO and founder of SM3Success.com. SM3 stands for Sales, Marketing, Management, and Mind Development. So initially what I did was I put together the proven successful training programs that we know of today. The Dale Carnegie courses, I was trained to teach all 5 of the Dale Carnegie courses, the Human Relations and Leadership course, the Salesman course, Management Seminar, Planning, Organizing, Delegating, Controlling, Creative Thinking.
That's too much.
Customer Relations and Personnel Development.
But all connect with each other.
Yes.
You know, all this information helps one thing, it's your success.
Right.
Right?
So initially, what we worked on was helping people become 10 or 20 or 30% more effective in all the areas that they do on a day-to-day basis. Okay. But starting in 2011, I developed a protocol. I say developed, it actually came through spirit through me.
Like that.
And that protocol actually goes into your unconscious, subconscious, and eliminates and neutralizes your negative beliefs that were implanted by your parents. So if your parent, was poor, many of our parents have come through the wars, World War II and everything like that. So they have certain mentalities.
They carry it with them and they pass it on.
Right, because as psychiatrists know or say, we're a clean slate when we're born, but between birth and 6 years old, I call it 0 to 6 years old, and really before that, because you learn in the womb and everything. But 0 to 6, you're implanted with their belief systems, and then from 6 to 19, you actually develop your own negative self-judgments, like I'm not good enough, not smart enough, not beautiful or handsome enough. You might have feelings of unlovability, abandonment issues, dramas, traumas, and then fear, worry, anxiety, hopelessness, helplessness come in. Anger is a big thing, rage with your parents, rage at the world, rage at yourself. All of those things can now be overcome.
That's beautiful.
And this is in the unconscious, subconscious. So once it's done, and I've had clients look at me and they're searching for the thing that used to make them upset. And they're going, it's like, where is it? And they're searching for it, and they look at me and they go, how long does this last? Some clients have said, I've never not felt stressed before. They were stressed from 5 years old because their parents put so much pressure on them. I've had individuals that were raped, both male and female, from a young age. One was raped almost every day from 5 to 12, and her biological father said he was doing it because he loved her.
Wow.
So all of those things, you can feel for the person, but all of that affects us. Those different things affect us.
How about yourself?
Right. So it's going into those challenges and actually neutralizing and eliminating.
Okay. So we have a lot to talk about. We have 3 more segments to
We do.
go. 3 more segments to go. But just to confirm what you were saying, sometimes you don't even have to be raped or somebody, just one word somebody tells you you're smart or you're not smart, that could affect you for the rest of your life unless you know how to replace it and do it the right way. So something right now.
Okay, so basically what we're talking about last time was that I am a training expert. Okay, so you can look it up. I don't need to take time to do that now, but I've been doing this for over 40 years. Over the last few years, I developed a proprietary program and protocol that helps people go into their unconscious, subconscious, and eliminate and neutralize negative beliefs and negative self-judgments. The negative,
pretty deep.
the negative self-judgments would be something like, I'm not good enough, not smart enough, not handsome or beautiful enough, I'm unlovable, or you feel those things, and really those are the personality traits, because what happens is that your belief system is implanted from your parents from 0 to 6, and then your negative self-judgment
Which we talked about it the first segments
Right.
we had. So
Right.
if
So
you
the
haven't
negative-
watched it, go back.
Right. So the negative self-judgments start from 6 because you start dealing with people in kindergarten, first grade, and so on and
Yes.
so forth. So the negative self-judgments then continue until 19, and they say that that's like put in plaster in your brain. The neuroplasticity, especially the negative, is burnt deeper than the positive. That's why it's easier to remember negative over positive, because that's just what happens in our brains and our unconscious, subconscious.
Yes.
But the interesting thing is that then we act the opposite of whatever the negative belief system and negative self-judgments are to try and overcome them. So someone who has a not good enough attitude or belief system, like I did personally, would try to do more, be more, have more to prove that they are good enough.
Yeah.
Or other people, like the not smart enough, who are told they were stupid all their life, the not smart enough would really prove other people wrong to
Yeah.
make themselves right.
And then
whether they're
sometimes
right
they
or
do
not.
it. Sometimes they do it the wrong way. They hurt themselves just to prove that they're smart,
Right.
right?
Well,
That's possibility.
to try and prove that they're smart, but
Yeah.
but what happens is that you still don't feel smart. No matter, that's like successful executives. UBS, the financial service company, did a study, 2,200 multimillionaires, asked them a question: what would it take for you to feel comfortable? Guess what 67% of them said?
What they said.
Guess. More money. Okay. They needed to double their holdings. So if they had 2 million, they needed 4 million. If they had 20 million, they needed 40 million to feel comfortable. Now, my thing is that it doesn't matter about the money. Once they got that money, they would want more.
More. Always
And
you want
they're
more.
doing
You get the
more,
house,
having
you want
more.
more.
Right.
Yes.
Right. So what I talk about, and I'm going to try and put you through this. Everyone has two situations. One is the as is, the other is the could be, should be, want to be situation. Well, how do you get from where you are now to where you want to be? How do you get there?
Well, there is a process. There is steps you have to take.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
have
because
to create
I
a
was
plan.
here at one time.
Right. So you have
You
to
know.
create a plan of action.
Yes.
Or a ladder of success, the yellow brick road, to get
get
to
it,
where
yes.
you want to be, right? And
Sure.
you have to start doing it. Now, do you automatically get there?
No.
No. What normally happens?
Yeah, you take one step and then
You take one step and you hit a what?
block.
A roadblock or a
Yes.
speed bump. You
Yeah.
hit your head on the roof, and then you go back down, and then you get more
Yeah.
determination, and then you start going again. You hit another roadblock. What happens? You go back down. You get more determination, more persistence.
Sometimes you can go further, way more further, because now you're confirmed that you're not smart. If you confirm that you're not smart, and if you do something wrong, then you're going really backwards, and it's hard to even come back
Right,
from that.
and that's why you hire a coach.
That's right.
Like yourself or like me,
That's
right?
right.
So, as coaches, we make
Yes.
sure that you keep going and
Keep
keep going.
going,
But
yes.
typically, what happens, as we all know, is that by the third or fourth speed bump, you take what I call the chutes and ladder, like the kids' game. You climb in the ladder, you hit the chute, and you go, oh shit, oh shoot, right? Down to your BS and J. What's
Yeah.
your BS and J? Your beliefs. What's a
Beliefs,
BS?
yeah.
Everyone say it. 1, 2, 3. Your BS
Yes.
is your belief system
system.
and your judgment, your self-judgment. Now, what we're looking at, though, is how are we programmed?
Yeah.
We're programmed from our parents, 0 to 6. How old were our parents when they were programmed?
Same age.
Same age, 0 to 6. Who programmed them?
Their
Their
parents.
Their parents. How old were they when they were programmed?
0 to 6.
0 to 6. So the epiphany I had about all of this is that all the way back through our ancestors, this 0 to 6 year
We're
old
carrying it
program
down.
has been implanted into everyone untouched until now. So the program that I developed, and we'll go into it a little bit more in
Next segment.
in segment 3 and segment 4.
Yeah, we wanna
and
give
then-
them good stuff
Then I'll
here.
give you the free exercise in step 4. Actually, it's very excellent. But that has been handed down. And
Yeah.
no one else in training that I know of is actually working on this in this way.
To go that deep.
To go that, I call it deep diving, but to go in and actually once you start doing it, what's really interesting is that your mind gives you more. In many cases, you might have repressed memories and all that type of stuff. Once the mind knows that you can actually overcome it for good, it starts giving other things up to you. And how I train is so you know how to do it yourself. Because if you're going through something at 2 o'clock in the morning, I don't want you to want to call me.
Yeah.
Or to,
Why not, Tim?
Yeah, why not? Tell us why not.
well, actually,
good
I
question,
have
Stephanie.
I
like
have
that.
people that call me very early in the morning. In
Yeah.
many cases, if they're
Well,
going
then-
through something and I have a coaching relationship with
Yeah.
them, I tell them to call me anytime because I want to deal with what they're going through right then.
At this,
Yeah.
at that
Right.
moment. Or
So
write it down, you write it
So
down
that's my
somewhere.
commitment to
Yes.
my coaching students.
Okay.
Okay. So what are you
Sounds
going to
good.
ask? What question are you going to ask?
Well, we have 2 more segments, and we have a
Right.
lot of questions.
Okay.
Stephanie might have some more questions, right?
Right.
Right.
So
That's
so
right.
again, the main thing about this, everyone, is that we can go into the unconscious, subconscious, and really eliminate and neutralize the things that bother you. Anger, fear, worry, anxiety, hopelessness, helplessness. As a matter
So
of
at
fact,
the end of the show, we have exercise we are going to give
right,
you.
right.
That's
we talked about is
yeah.
that everyone has 2 situations, an as is, could be, should be, and typically we create a plan of action to get where we are from where we are now to where we want to be.
Right.
Normally, when we create that plan of action, we don't get to where our goals are automatically. What happens is that we hit road bumps, come down, we say, oh, shoot, right? Or something else, down to our BS and J. So the
Yeah.
BS and J is really, a lot of people really call it bullshit, you
Yeah.
know, and self-judgments.
Oops, can we say that?
I don't know. We just did.
I just did. Sorry, folks. But once we understand these negative belief systems and negative self-judgments, what happens is that what I do in the program that I developed actually came through me, through Spirit, through me, is to eliminate. So we have the negative belief system, the negative self-judgment. So this protocol actually eliminates the negative. So once the negative is eliminated, then you have fertile ground to add positive to that. And then what happens is that this whole thing, if you look at any of Freud's work, and he talks about self-actualization and the conscious mind, subconscious mind, all
Yeah.
of that type of thing, he uses an iceberg analogy. So typically he has the as-is situation would be in our conscious mind where we know all about it. We know what we're dealing with. The deeper stuff, the belief system and judgments, are actually in our subconscious and our unconscious.
Always
Okay.
heading somewhere.
Right. So, and they keep on popping up. You know, down here I have a trap here. I call it traps and triggers. Men know this very well. You do something with your girlfriend or your
Wife
you do something, and then all of a sudden you're in trouble. You know,
Yeah.
and then you look at them and go,
What?
"What did I do?" Right? Everyone knows that, right? I call that traps and triggers. In many cases, what happens is it doesn't mean that the person did something wrong. It tripped a trigger in the other person, and once that trap comes down, you feel that you're in it, you know, in the emotional turmoil of the whole thing, but it's all based on the unconscious, subconscious. Once we eliminate and neutralize the negative beliefs, negative self-judgments, what happens is that this iceberg like pops out of the water, and now your as-is situation. I'm writing upside down, by the way.
Impressive.
Yeah.
Right? So now your as-is situation comes up, so it like pops up, and when you're looking at your goals and objectives, you start working downwards towards them or downhill towards them. Now, if you run into a speed bump here, what happens? Do you
You're
stop?
stuck.
You keep you kind of keep going
your
down.
head, you hit your head for a little bit and say,
you
woo wee.
Yeah.
And then you go down.
And you keep going towards your goals and objectives. And the interesting thing happens with my clients. They say they have a 3 to 20% or 3 to 20 times return on investment within 2 to 4 weeks. Actually, it's a 3-time return on investment, 2 to 4 weeks, and then over time it becomes a much greater because of this. And then all of this becomes a success ramp or treadmill where you put forth what your goal is, what your goals and objectives is, you get them quicker, faster, easier, and then that becomes your new as-is situation. So you determine what else you want to do in life, and you make that as a goal. You typically get that quicker, faster, easier. That becomes your as-is situation, and it just becomes a greater, successful, more pleasant, more prosperous, happier, more peaceful. Get rid of stress.
Peaceful is very important. To
stress,
have
worry,
peace.
anxiety, hopelessness, helplessness. All of a sudden, all of those things go away. And if they don't, then you have the tools to actually help them go away.
Yeah.
So what do you do if you're attempting to rise up and get to this place right here where the as is popping up, but you're around people who are stuck in the BS system?
Well, unless you go through a program like what I've developed, and again, there's 5 proprietary aspects to this protocol, and nobody else is doing it really in this way. Okay?
Yeah.
You can get similar results
Unique
with
way. Yeah.
right. You can get similar results with hypnosis, NLP, applied kinesiology, and talk therapy, especially talk therapy if you have 20 or 30 years to try to talk it out.
Yeah.
This is very, very quick. So if so, all of the success stuff is good. It's better than not doing it.
Yeah.
But if you do this, all of a sudden, all of the other success stuff works. How I talk about it, and I guess we'll talk about it in the next segment.
The next segment, yeah.
Is like a computer system. If a computer system's D drive, the hard drive, is corrupted, no matter how much you put into it as far as the new bells and whistles and new programs, you're still going to have what come out. You're still going to have corrupted information come out.
Sure.
And that's what happens with us. In the next segment, I'll talk about in our timeline lifeline, I don't know if you can see that real well, but if this is birth and this is your current age, what happens is that from everything that happened in the first 19 years, you continue to manifest those things over and over and over again, and we'll talk about that in the next segment. And I'll also give you a free exercise for you to use.
That's gonna be really good.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, you could learn all this stuff, but when you have a mentor or you have a coach such as Tim, it's a little bit different because then he's guiding you and specifically could catch what you're going through. Is that correct?
Right.
Because it's very hard for you to just catch it, or you could read, you could listen to CDs, you could do this and that improve. We're not saying don't do that because it doesn't work. Everything you're doing positive for yourself is good.
Right. It's better than not doing it.
Better not doing it. But at the same time, if you want to really catch the deeper stuff, it's very hard to catch it by yourself. You have to have, like, I had my father was my mentor and he taught me a lot. But if you have to have someone to be able to catch it and help you with it. So I'm sure you're enjoying this segment with us. If you're
right, and you can get more information on my website, the SM3success.com website.
SM3success.com.
And SM3 stands for Sales, Marketing, Management, and Mind Development.
Okay.
So again, initially in my early career, I sold and taught Dale Carnegie courses, which is
That's
corporate
what
training.
I remember you from.
And then
yes.
continued to train realtors when I was in mortgages for 28 years. And I would go to the broker and say, this is my background. And they would say, when can you come in and do training? And I would do training. People would gain more
I'm
business,
telling
and
you,
then
I
they
bring
give you more
experts
business.
here.
That's right.
Yes,
That's
yes.
right.
So what we've been
What-
talking about
Yeah,
is this.
let's take them back a little
Yes.
bit, just a
Right.
little bit of each segment. The
Right.
first one is about being from 0 to 6 years old and all that.
Yes,
Okay.
the basically what I did is in developing this particular protocol and program, which is a comprehensive success system. We're talking about overcoming blocks to success because what I found is that just like a computer system, if you have a D drive, the main hard drive on a computer, and it's corrupted, no matter how much bells and whistles and
You put
positive
in
stuff
it.
you put into it, you're still going to get corrupted information. Well,
Right.
that's the same in our unconscious subconscious. So we have, and we've known, the psychiatrists have known for a long time that we're programmed from birth to 6 years old. You can go back to Freud and Jung and Erickson, and in today's age, you can look up Dr. Bruce Lipton, and he even talks about that to the extent where he says our belief system controls our genes.
Yeah.
So for people who feel that
It triggers some things.
right, but for people who feel that their history of
Have
like
cancer, they believe they're going to get it.
right, like we talked about with the belief system, we're implanted with the belief system, and if your belief system is that your family has history of cancer or diabetes or whatever the case may be,
You start to
that
believe
is
that.
going to be your belief. Your belief actually creates your reality, and we've known that for a long time.
And you start
Zoroaster,
to have that.
right?
Right.
The philosopher Zoroaster 4,000 years ago said, "Good thoughts, good words, good deeds." In other words, your thoughts create your words, which create your deeds or your
Yes.
actions. That's been really the basis of the positive mental attitude, the Think and Grow Rich, Success with Positive Mental Attitude, the magic of believing, the magic of thinking big.
That's the foundation. It was there. That's
Right.
the teaching.
Right. So is that if you can control your thoughts, you can control your life. That's like Wayne Dyer used
Change
to
your
say
thoughts,
that.
change your life.
Right. And even Jesus said, as you believe in your heart, it is done unto you. So belief is done. What I've developed is a concept called the 5 laws of manifestation. Let me just give those to you real quick.
Okay.
First is your thoughts create the words that you speak to yourself and to other people. How many of you speak to yourself?
Yeah.
You
Well,
guys talk to yourself out there? Yes, everybody does.
Yeah.
Okay. It's funny how many people are hesitant to actually say that, but everyone does it. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So thoughts create the words that we speak to ourselves and to other people. When mixed with belief or emotion,
the wrong ones,
well, whatever.
Right or wrong, yeah,
Right
but, yeah.
or wrong.
it gives you the results.
Right. Actually helps you create decisions, which then you take action or inaction. Inaction is still an action. Okay. So again, thoughts, words, mixed with belief, create your decisions and your actions that you take or inactions that you take on the world. The reason why I call those the 5 laws of manifestation is that if you don't have any one of those, you're not going to consciously manifest. Okay. So if you don't think about something, are you going to manifest it?
No,
Yes or no?
it starts
No.
with your thinking.
Right. But if you think about it but don't talk to yourself and to other people about it, are you going to manifest it?
Probably not.
No,
Probably
it
not.
stays like a dream.
Right. If you
That's
think
why
about
people,
if you
they don't move forward because it stays there.
right.
You
So
don't talk to somebody about it.
right. So if you think about it but talk about it but you don't believe it, are you going to manifest it?
No.
No.
No. If you think about it, talk about it, believe about it, but you don't make a decision about it, are you going to manifest it?
No.
No. If you think about it, talk about it, believe about it, make a decision about it, but take no action about it, are you going to manifest it?
No.
No. 5 laws of manifestation. But the interesting thing is, what creates our thoughts? What do you think? Where do our
Our
thoughts come from?
belief system.
Our belief system. Actually, Einstein said that his ideas came from the ethers, but it's really your belief system,
Yeah.
right, that creates your thoughts. Okay, so get this. Your belief system
Is the
creates
yeah.
your thoughts, which then create your words to yourself and
Mm-hmm.
other people. Then you check with your belief system to see if it's right, and the belief system says, of course it's right, right? Because that's where the thoughts came from. So this is the pattern of thinking,
Mm-hmm.
the pattern of life So if someone's caught in a negative spiral,
It's gonna stay there.
it's going to stay there. Okay.
So let's give them the exercise.
Exercise.
let's do the
Yeah.
exercise.
Yeah,
Okay.
before we
The
have
exercise
only
is
2
this.
minutes, almost 3 minutes.
Exercise is this. You do two things. One is you create a bracelet or a wristband like this, or if you call me or reach me through my website, I will get you one of these. I'll get you one of these. Just I need your address.
Go to the website. Yeah.
Right. So it says watch your thoughts on it. So
Thank you.
you wear this,
Thank you.
which I don't know if you're going to keep it on that side.
Well, okay.
Okay, so you wear this for a week, and you watch your thoughts when it becomes uncomfortable or you see it. You watch your thoughts for a week like clouds in the sky. You ever look at clouds in the sky and they look like different things, like a bunny or a wolf or an angel or whatever? That's what you do with your thoughts for 1 week. After a week, you contact me and you say, Tim, I watched my thoughts for a week. Why am I doing this? We'll talk about it, and then I give you the second step. The first step, this is profound. Everyone who does it says it's profound, and they keep on doing it for their whole life. The second step is even more profound. In addition to doing this, you can also take out sticky notes. So take out about 30 sticky notes and write on each individual one, watch your thoughts on it, the words watch your thoughts on it, and then put it up around your house, on the bedroom mirror, in the bathroom, bedroom, up all around your house as you go in a door, out a door, in the car, as long as it's not on the speedometer,
Yeah.
in your purse, on your computer, on your phone, okay? And then that will remind you to continue to watch your thoughts.
So we're not saying here if somebody is you're taking medication, you're seeing psychologists or something, you need to continue doing that.
Yes, of
Yeah.
course.
That's not what we're saying. We're saying this is anything you do to improve yourself and have someone professional who's been there, who overcame obstacles and challenges, who are capable of helping you because now they're seeing their life in different perspective, then they be able to help you. But if you're on medication, you're seeing psychologists, please
Right,
stay
and
where
this
you're
is-
at.
this is really
is
ac-
another extra help for you too.
Right, this is actually a complement to what they would be doing
Yeah.
also.
Yes.
So,
okay. Give you